Hi, I'm Jan.
And I'm Ronnie, and we're designing dishes.
Today we're going to be making, well, I want to say decorating cupcakes for our mother-daughter tea that we're going to be having in a couple days, and we wanted to give you some helpful hints for this.
And the first hint is decide what you're trying to achieve in the size of your cupcake. Do you want a mini, do you want a regular, or do you want a jumbo cupcake? And also use the appropriate liners for whatever size you're going to be working with, because this keeps the fingers clean. The cupcakes come out of the pan very easily, and it's a nice presentation, especially if you get this decorative liner, which looks like a beautiful flower.
It really is gorgeous.
Yeah, and it works in the regular or in the jumbo pan.
And how do you decide on what kind of batter to use? Well, you can make your cupcakes, you can use a box mix, you can use vanilla, chocolate, red velvet, banana. You can use all kinds of fillings, from mousses to jams, and you can go all out on deciding on what kind of cupcake to make. Today we're going to be using just a white cupcake.
And one thing we need to talk about is how full do you fill your pans. The rule of thumb is 2/3 full. But now the trend is to overfill the cupcake pan so that you have the kind of the muffin top look,
right,
and the little edge of cake on the outside edge. To do that, you would fill the pan 3/4 full.
Now, if you're going to choose to make that type of cupcake, you will have to bake your cupcake longer. Most cupcakes are baked at 325 degrees for 15 minutes. Taller cupcake, another 2 minutes. Well, how are we going to test for doneness? Because we want our cupcake to be absolutely perfect. Well, there's several ways of doing that. You can use a toothpick about a minute before the regulated time is up, and just take it in the center, and if it comes out clean, then your cupcake is done. You can also take your finger and gently touch it. If it springs back and doesn't stay indented, then it's done. And don't touch it too soon, though, because you'll collapse the whole cupcake if you try too soon. You're exactly right. Or they have something professional. It's called a cake tester. It's made out of metal. It's reusable, and the same concept as the toothpick.
Moving on to the frosting. There are basically 3 different types of frosting. There's buttercream, there's fondant, which we commonly call rolled fondant. You can buy this or you can make it. And whether you buy it or make it, you roll it with a rolling pin out into the shape that you need it, whether it's a circle or a rectangle, and then drape that over the cake. And there's also whipped cream frosting. Whipped cream is just traditional whipped cream that you would use with any dessert. The thing about whipped cream is it's very unstable. It has to be kept in the refrigerator, and you can't do it like a couple of days ahead of time. You have to do that kind of at the last minute. Another important thing is coloring.
Yes, very important.
This frosting is nothing without color. There's no personality until you put the color in. Now, this is the food coloring that you buy at the grocery store. I would like for you to take it and throw it in the garbage, because you're not allowed to use that. Not if you're watching this show. We use a paste food coloring or a gum food coloring, and you can purchase this online. You can also purchase it at the local craft stores. You can use a knife, the tip end of a knife, and dip down into your food coloring, and you just need a tiny little bit, about, think that much?
I think that's pretty good.
And that would color that whole entire bowl of frosting, that color of pink, and perhaps even a little bit, might be a little bit darker.
Yeah, just a little.
Other alternate is to use a toothpick, and you go down into your food coloring, and whatever comes out on the toothpick, you punch up and down through your frostings for the coloring to come off. People are often fooled, and they think I need this whole container or half of it for a bowl of frosting. Please don't be fooled. I know it doesn't look like that little tiny bit will work, but stir the frosting, stir, stir, stir until all that color is blended in, and it'll be a beautiful, beautiful shade.
Now that's why we used a paste here, because we wanted a nice pink color. And that's why we do like paste other than the liquid. If you would have added the liquid food coloring, it would have changed the consistency of our icing, and that's something that we don't want.
And also, it doesn't blend in very well.
No, it doesn't.
It's like you can see spots of color and spots of white.
Right. Now, this is a pink food coloring that we use. Some people think, well, I can use red and just use a small amount, but it's not going to have the color that you want. You want the nice, pretty color that you envision to begin with. And that's why you use the specific color that you want for your icing. Looks very good, doesn't it, Ronnie?
Yummy.
Yummy, yummy.
Give me a knife or a spoon. Booty's cake.
Great consistency for icing. Look at this. It almost looks like shortening you've taken out of the can, or soft ice cream.
Yeah, like soft serve ice cream.
Yeah, it does look like soft serve ice cream. It should hold on to your spatula. If it comes off very easily, then you need to add more powdered sugar. And in this case, this was a homemade icing that I made, but you can buy icing any place, can't you, Ronnie? Where can you buy
You
it?
can buy it at any bakery that sells
Right.
a cake that has buttercream frosting will probably sell you the frosting by the pound.
Now, for our cupcakes, we're going to use an icing bag. Icing bag is something that you will put the icing in and actually pipe onto the top of our cupcake. You can use a clear plastic. This is something you just throw away when you're done. You can buy a cloth one that is reusable, or if you go online, you can even make one out of parchment paper, and that's something you would throw away too. Now, there's something that I put in this particular clear icing bag. What is it, Ronnie?
It's a coupler. This is the coupler, and basically what it allows you to do, it allows you to put on different tips. If you use a star tip, and then you need a rose tip, and then you need a leaf tip or whatever, you can use the same color frosting, just take the tip off. So the tip goes in, the coupler goes on the inside of the bag, and then the tip and the screw ring go on the outside of the bag, and they get screwed together like this. And then your bag is secured on the inside of that screw.
Now, I've got a little secret. Today, we're using the coupler with no tip because I want to be able to pipe the icing on the top of the cupcake, and it has a nice round look to it. So I dropped the large coupler in and just screwed the ring on, did not cut the edge. And the reason for that, as I add my icing, I do not want it to come out of the bottom. How do you put icing into an icing bag like this? Roll it down, put it over your hand, so that you've gone at least 2/3 of the way down. Take your spatula and scoop it right in.
This is the part that a lot of people don't do very well, but don't worry about it. If you get frosting all over the first time you do it, the second time you'll figure it out a little bit better.
Now you can roll it up a little bit more and add more icing. Look, no icing on my hands. It goes right into the icing bag. Now what we're going to do is fill this 2/3 of the way up, and then I'm going to unfold it. Look what I've got. Look at my icing as it starts to go down. Now I'm going to cut off the end. And now I'll be able to, and I'm going to twist it, and we're going to be all ready to decorate our cupcakes, right?
Yep.
We've iced one of our cupcakes with pale pink icing and decorated it for our mother-daughter tea. The posies that you see, I've pre-made out of gum paste and decorated them. The leaves are made out of fondant that are in a forest green. We will be decorating the rest of the cupcakes now.
At the craft store, you can purchase molds that you make the flowers out of, the flowers and the leaves, and other decorative borders. So what Jan did was she took the fondant, added a little green to it, and pressed it into the leaf pattern. And then she used gum paste. Now the thing is, gum paste will dry out like in a flash. So you really have to keep it covered with saran wrap or in a plastic baggie. You pinch off a little piece that you need, and then you quickly cover it back up and then work with just that small piece. So the little posies were made out of the flower mold that's on here. And then there is this food marker that you use to add your little decorations or your little lines or distinctive characteristics of the flowers. And then the finishing touch, in the middle of the little flowers, there is a pearlized large sprinkle.
I know. Just some quick ideas for that. But we want to show you how to put the icing on the cupcake. Are you ready?
I'm ready. You know, we have these.
Oh, you're right. Let's talk about that.
These you can buy already made. If you don't want to take the chance on doing the mold, buying the fondant and so forth. These are rather expensive, but
They
you
are.
can buy them.
I know, and just think, if you had a lot of cupcakes to do, and those cost about $5 or $6 for just 10, just think how much that would end up costing. So that's why you're better off buying the mold and doing it yourself.
And it's so easy.
It is, it's very easy.
Squish it in, that's it.
Very easy. All right, how do you put icing on the cupcake? When you take your icing bag, hold it straight up, go around in a circle. Start at the outer edge, you can always add to it. Go closer to the center, keep going, and we're going to add almost like an ice cream cone. Now to decorate, we've used a darker pink for this, so why don't we use a pale pink posy, a large one, how about a small one, and then add your green fondant leaves. And now we've got a couple ideas for the mother-daughter tea. I'm really excited.
Beautiful.
We'll see. I know. I'm Jan.
And I'm Ronnie, and we're designing dishes.
You can always, if you want to write us a comment, we're at designingdishes@gmail.com. And we're now Twitter. So if you want to tweet, make sure you try and contact us that way. We'll see ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.